Hello guys, it's me again, the first guy to ever make a video about the Doedre'S undoing lineage support. If you want to learn more about how Doedre'S toads actually behave, make sure to check out my previous video first. But for this video, I'm gonna show you my final version of the build. It's a straightforward build, no complicated setup, no crazy expensive tech like split personality, quality scaling, or the Aldur's legacy rune. Just a simple level 40 despair that can clear maps and kill bosses with ease while still keeping solid defenses. I'm also gonna talk about the mana issues people keep asking about and show you exactly how I got despair to level 40. And yes, we're using despair because Doedre'S toads deal chaos damage, so despair scales their damage really well. Alright, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about how to reach level 40 despair without all the expensive and complicated stuff like split personality, stacking quality with idols and unique belts, or using an Aldur's legacy rune on your wand. The first key part of this build is choosing the disciple of Varashta and taking the instruments of power node, this one right here. This lets us equip a focus while using a staff, with the downside of reducing the focus's effect by 50%. As you can see here, I have a staff equipped and I can still use a focus. Now you don't need to use this specific focus. I'm using this focus because I want my toads to poison, but again, this is completely optional. If you watch my previous Doedre'S undoing video, you'll understand why poison is important for my version of the build. With the staff alone, I already have +7 to chaos spell skills. If you use a focus with +2 to spell skills, you'll only get +1 because Instruments of Power reduces the focus's effect by 50%. So you can see right here, I have +19 levels from global modifiers. But if I equipped this focus with +2 to level of all spell skills, it's now +20. It's only giving us 1 because of the effect of the Instruments of Power. So right away, that's already +8 levels from the staff and focus. Next, we have +5 from the Vertex Tribal Mask. You don't need the chance to inflict ailments modifier like mine. Just get one with the plus level to all curse skills. And I also corrupted my despair for the +1 level, but you don't have to do that if you're using a focus with +2 spell skills. The only reason I did this because I'm using a unique focus instead of a rare one with plus levels. Then I have another +3 from my amulet. Take note, my amulet is not anointed yet. And +1 from this very cheap rune right here. +1 to level of all spell skills. And of course, +1 from the passive tree. This one right here. And +2 from Prism of Belief. You don't need a +3. That's way too expensive. Last time I checked, they were around 90 divines. I got mine for only 9 divs. I got my Vertex for 24 divines and my staff for 5 divines. Yes, that's still a decent amount of currency, but compare that to the alternatives. You don't need a split personality for Gemling. Split personality alone is what? Around 35, 37 divines. And if you want to use an Aldur's legacy rune on a wand, let's check it out. is 220 divines. With my setup, I spent roughly 47 to 50 divines total for the entire build, including the rings, armor pieces, and everything else. So compared to the more expensive versions, this setup is actually pretty reasonable while still getting a level 40 despair and keeping your defenses intact. So that's how I reach level 40 despair. And if you're actually feeling lucky and you somehow manage to get the +1 from corruption, you don't even need to buy the +2 uh, to level of all the spare skills from the Prism of Belief. You can get the +1, which is way cheaper. Now let's talk about defenses. Right now I have around 6,600 ES, and I'm also running Chaos Inoculation. My resistances are capped with pretty cheap gear. Take a look at my body armor. Look at the resistances on this armor. They're just tier 3, and I still managed to cap all my resistances and reach over 6,000 ES with the gear with an armor like this. This body armor cost me just 1 divine. These gloves right here, I crafted them myself, and check out that desecrated mod. It's trash. The boots were around 2 divines, and the belt, it's around 80 to 90 exalts. This ring is about the same price, around 80 to 90 exalts. And this unique ring is what? Maybe 20x. I only use it because it gives an additional curse, which means I don't have to allocate Whispers of Doom anymore. As for my amulet, I just look for one with +3 to spell skills and crafted the rest myself to get the global defenses. And honestly, I don't even need the increased armor on this amulet. So this is just pretty basic stuff. So the only expensive pieces are the vertex, the staff, and the prism of belief. And with this setup, I can clear maps and kill bosses with ease. And now I've also seen some people using the windscreen feathered sandals for the curse skills have no activation delay. Technically, you don't need those boots, and let me explain why. If you read Impending Doom, it says Doom Blast triggers when a curse expires. Now, if you're using curse ground support like the Doedre'S Undoing, you don't actually need to wait for the curse duration to expire. All you need is for the curse ground to be replaced. When you exceed your maximum number of curse grounds, the oldest one gets replaced. That old curse ground expires immediately, which then triggers Doom Blast. So while mapping, you're constantly spamming despair, right, with the spell cascade. Spell cascade instantly creates 3 curse grounds at a time, meaning you're constantly exceeding the limit, replacing old curse grounds and repeatedly triggering Doom Blast. That's why for me, Windscream is a waste of defenses. I'd rather use a pair of rare boots with high movement speed, high energy shield, and resistances to make gearing much easier. You can also get faster curse activation from the passive tree if you really want it. It's right here. Now, windscreen feathered sandals do become more useful if you're running Whispers of Doom, since Whispers of Doom doubles the activation delay of curses. If you're running that version of the build, then sure, windscreen makes sense if you're using Whispers of Doom. Okay? Now, let's talk about the mana issue. I'm using this unique stuff the Unborn Lich for my weapon set 2. I talk about this in my previous video as well. For mapping, I basically just spam Despair and occasionally use Fist of the Flesh. Wait. This one right here. Fist of the Flesh for whenever I need mana. And honestly, there are times when I don't even need Fist of the Flesh because I took mana on kill from the passive tree. This node right here. So for clearing maps, mana isn't really a problem for me. For single target situations like boss fights where there are no corpses and I can't use Fist of Flesh, this is where our ascendancy comes in handy again. We're using Navera, the last Mirage. It's a minion skill with a command ability that gives 67% increased mana regeneration. I picked up some mana regeneration nodes from the passive tree like this one, and along with some mana cost efficiency like this cluster right here. And I'm also using the efficiency to support. But let's say somehow you run out of mana during a boss fight. We're still fine as long as your curse ground is already active. Doedre'S Undoing will continue summoning or spawning toads for the entire duration of the curse. And with a level 40 despair, most map bosses are almost dead before mana even becomes a problem. Even if you do run out of mana, the toads will keep spawning and dealing damage as long as the curse ground remains active. Now I'm gonna show you two separate boss fight clips. In the first one, I'm constantly spamming Despair. In the second one, I cast Despair once and just let the toads do all the work. So as you can see, mana isn't really an issue. The reason I'm explaining all of this is because you don't need to play Gembling Legionnaire with an expensive split personality setup. You don't need to spend a bunch of extra divines on idols, gear, or quality stacking just to reduce the mana cost of despair. You absolutely can if that's what you want to do, but I'm just showing that it's not necessary. This version works perfectly fine without all those extra investments. And of course, if you got the currency to spend and you want to min-max the build even further, then of course you can go for it. Now, before I continue, if you're enjoying the video, if you find this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It really helps out a lot, especially for a small content creator like me who's just getting started. Thank you so much for the support. And now let's talk about the skill gem setup. For Navira, the last Mirage, I'm using Prolonged Duration 2, Persistent Ground, Bidding Tree. This is a minion command. This is a minion skill. So you can't use cooldown recovery, but you can use Bidding Tree, Magnified Area, and Mobility. This ascendancy is really useful because of all the energy shield related nodes like this one. Increase maximum energy shield and the fourth teaching, minus 1 second to base energy shield recharge delay. So If you check like right here, our recharge delay is almost 2 seconds with the help of this cluster right here. And of course, Disciple of Varasha already has its own built-in version of convalescence, which is extremely important for this build since I'm running high energy shield with chaos inoculation. I allocated this the Navira's well, which basically acts like convalescence, and because of that, I don't need to reserve an extra 30 spirit for convalescence anymore. Now let's talk about his foul emergence. This skill is very important too. It's from the Unborn Lich Ravenous Staff. This skill is very important because it's our main source of wither during the boss fights. I don't have to wait for withering presence to slowly stack wither anymore, and I can cast this from a safe distance. That means I don't need to stand close to bosses just to apply wither from withering presence. And at this point, my withering presence is mostly for just map clearing. With all this increased area supports, uh, I'm almost covering the entire ritual circle, which is perfect because ritual is what I'm farming right now. Magnified area and encroaching ground. Let me show you the area coverage. So let's pretend this is the effigy of the ritual. This is the center of the circle. I'm gonna cast this foul emergence here. You can see the area coverage of the skill, and this is a withered ground from the his foul emergence. And for my despair, of course, Doedre'S undoing, impending doom for faster map clearing. You don't need to wait for the toads to damage the enemies anymore. The doom blast is an instant damage, spell cascade, efficiency 2, and overabundance, which increases the curse ground limit from 2 to 3, and the toad limit from 4 to 5. And also uh, blasphemy, of course, which gives us another defensive layer because of the slow effect of temporal chains. I have ritualistic curse, magnified area, and slow potency. Of course, withering presence with prolonged duration and clarity. Now let's talk about the passive tree. The most important node is obviously this one right here, which gives us +1 to level of chaos skills. And because Doedre'S Undoing has the trigger tag, this one right here, these nodes, the nodes like dynamism and invocated efficiency are actually OP for this build. These two nodes alone gives us around 80% increased damage. Now, I did see some people saying online that invocated efficiency is currently bugged and doesn't work with Doedre'S Undoing. Honestly, I'm not completely sure. When I import the build into POB, the damage does increase when I allocate the node, so the DPS is being reflected there. So, I'll leave that decision up to you guys. Now, let me show you this node, also this cluster right here. Uh, Enemies you curse are hindered with 15% reduced movement speed. This is for my weapon set 1, and also this cluster right here. The buffs you inflict have 4% increased slow magnitude and 20% increased hinder duration, and this one 30% increased damage with hits against hindered enemies. The buffs you inflict have 10% increased low magnitude. Now let me show you the build in POB so we can look at the damage. This is a spare. As you can see here, we're sitting at around 1 million full DPS. I'm not entirely convinced that this calculation is accurate because I don't think POB is properly accounting for overabundance. If I remove overabundance, the DPS doesn't change at all. The reason that's important is because overabundance increases the toad limit from 4 to 5 and increases our curse ground limit from 2 to 3. So in actual gameplay, we're effectively maintaining up to 15 active toads. If I manually increase the Doedre'S undoing count in POB, this one right here, to mimic having 3 active curse grounds like we do in game, the total DPS goes up significantly. Honestly, that version, this one right here, uh, feels much closer to what I'm actually seeing in game. If you look at the boss fight clips, the toads are clearly doing millions of damage per second. But whether the POB calculation is perfectly accurate or not, I think the gameplay speaks for itself. The boss skills I've shown, along with the footage I'm about to leave you with, should give you a good idea of what this build is capable of. It's a straightforward build. It's tanky, it clears maps easily, and it handles bosses without any problems. So once again, thank you for watching. If this video helped you out, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.